Na szavaztok srácok, én vagyok, régen volt már NBA, úgyhogy gondoltam miért ne. Csapatunk egy kis NBA-t. Már régen játszottam vele, úgyhogy valószínűleg nagyon szar leszek.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hey there, and thank you for joining us on 2K Sports. I'm Ernie Johnson. This NBA season didn't take long to get interesting, but these two gentlemen have always captured our interest. Say hello to Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. Hello, Kenny.
Hey, how are you?
Hello, Shaq. Tonight, we'll see the Los Angeles Lakers playing against the Miami Heat at American Airlines Arena. For the Heat, it's been exactly the kind of start to the season that they were shooting for. They've lost only once in their first 7 games. Can't ask for much more than that. Well, last year the Heat went from a team that could get up and down the floor to one of the slower teams in terms of pace. Is this the right tempo for them to play, Ken?
Well, the core is older, and it makes sense to them to slow it down a little bit, obviously, you know, to make things easier to get into your offense. But second to last in the NBA last season in their pace, I think you have to speed it up somewhat.
Yeah, but what I like about the team, they have a big advantage inside against most.
A flyover all the bright lights and flavor that Miami has to offer. Everyone is in their seat and buckled in at the American Airlines Arena as the Heat look to grab a win here in Miami. Today's game marks the continuation of the Lakers' road schedule. And now the Lakers starting group. We've got Randall. Russell is out there with Lou Williams. And it's Young. And it's Hibbert in at the 5 down low.
You know, Channing Frye signed a 4-year, $32 million contract in 2014. And in the very first leg of that contract, promptly had his worst season in 5 years. In fact, he even lost his starting job along the way.
And so the Los Angeles Lakers get the first points of the ballgame. Winslow kicks to Begovic, dishes it to Rubio. Feeds it to Wade. 6 to shoot. Wing shot on the way. Can't hit. So Los Angeles will take it the other way. They are coming into this having notched a win against the Knicks in their last game.
And they may have been on the road, but you know what? They nullified any home court disadvantage in that game by how well they shot it from 3.
Shooting can always be a great equalizer. I mean, when you shoot like that from outside, it really makes winning on the road a lot easier.
Play just over a minute here in the first. Russell with it. Guarded now by Rubio. Williams can't hit. And it's the Heat on the break. Winslow's running, and the basket by Wade.
And the guy who has to guard him, it is never going to be an easy night for you.
For Los Angeles, they've gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. And Young, here we go, and the layup is good. So it's Miami now. This game coming on the heels of their win against Toronto.
And then in that game, guys, I mean, the beneficiary of what was some very lackluster defense being played against.
Agreed, guys. It was really quite shocking and disappointing how many free runs to the hoop they got.
Now, here is Young. He's coming off a 10-point game against the Knicks in New York. And it's Russell missing. On defense, the Lakers. This game against Miami here, their first look at the Heat.
And in their 2 matchups last season, they came up empty both times. Not really too shocking when you see how they fared overall.
Exactly. I mean, when you lose as much as they did last year, you'll get beat by teams that aren't playoff powers for sure.
Kept alive. Randall dishes to Hibbert. Off target at the rim.
Well, he won't miss many of those, especially with the defender not in the best of positions there.
There's Winslow. Pass to Frye. Out to the right wing. Wade on the wing. He's guarded by Williams. 5 on the clock. And then Wade slams it in.
Love the aggressive attitude. I mean, no invitation needed for him to take it strong to the basket.
Pass to Randall. And Channing Frye gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul. It's Young on the wing. Lakers working the ball around now. Clock at 4. Hibbert with a screen on Wade. And it's going to be a 24-second shot clock violation. They turn it over.
And a lot of teams are looking for coaches that embrace analytics and look at data-driven approaches. Coach Scott is not one of those guys. He's an old-school coach who goes with his own perception.
The D was all over him. They just couldn't react in time to stop that quick reverse.
Guys, they're looking for a spark here.
Yeah, I mean, a cold stretch offensively. They desperately need a basket.
And he gets the bucket. Young's got his second basket. And former coach of the year, Byron Scott, now with the Lakers. And as you said, Greg, he's not an analytics guy. And Clark, I think he's a guy that the eye test for him is huge.
Yeah, he feels a lot. Terrific communicator and storyteller. Great experience as a player and as a champion. And I think that all is evident in his coaching style.
Here's Williams after the made shot from Dwayne Wade. Randall kicks to Williams. Terrific assist, a nice finish. Solid play all around.
They are really doing a nice job establishing a presence inside early.
And watch, Clark, how the game plays out, because this is going to open things up on the perimeter.
Now here's Pekovic. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. Inflow shot is off. LA has gone 0 of 2 from deep here. Now let's send it down to Doris Burke, who is able to talk with Byron Scott.
The phrase superstar gets tossed around the league a lot these days, but that is how he described Dwayne Wade. He said that D. Wade's the guy we'll be giving the most attention to because he can function either as a playmaker or a scorer, saying no matter what he chooses to do, he can hurt you. We have to be ready for everything. Easier said than done, guys.
Thanks a lot, Doris.
And how about that, responding to the three-pointer against them with a quick one of their own.
Terrific little tay-to-tay going on right now. Back and forth. Here we go.
Whiteside's checked in for Nikola Pekovic. And the Lakers also making a change. Brandon Bass is checked in for Roy Hibbert. Young left side. Oh, and it looks like that's going to be a goaltending call. Yep, that's it. So they'll get the basket.
He got there late, but you do have to like the aggressiveness to go after the block. But that one's going to count.
The feed to Whiteside. Oh, and that one, no question, powered it down.
Yeah, he went for a little extra on that one.
Well, he usually doesn't finish soft, obviously. You know, he can when necessary, sure, but not that time.
Not when you can throw it down like that.
Yes, sir. Boy, such outstanding patience and decision-making for them offensively.
Absolutely. Their ball movement has been outstanding, and they're piling up the assists.
Now, here's Whiteside. He had a 15-point outing in their last game against Toronto.
Sheer, unadulterated power right there. I mean, he ripped it down with both hands.
Absolutely. A resounding dunk.
Just a take-no-chance slam by the big fella.
Here's Randall. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him.
Boy, last season, Hassan Whiteside made a huge splash in the NBA. Big blocks, big rebound totals, but he had some head-scratching moments as well. Missed his share of action due to suspension.
And GA, as you said with Whiteside, his fiery attitude flared up a few times last season, and it hurt his team more than once in Miami.
No doubt, and it's something that he has got to work on. I mean, he's proven that he can be a big player in this league, but he can't have the mental lapses that get him tossed from games and hurt his team. And with the offense getting right to the rim, at least they saved the layup.
Old school D right there, just telling them no easy layups. It's as simple as that. And that's what you expect from them.
And Miami making a change here. Johnson's checked in. Greg, after a run of 10 playoff trips in 11 years, the Miami Heat missing the postseason last year. They'd end up a game back of the 8th spot.
Yeah, and what's hard for the Heat, Kevin, is that they were in the playoff picture for most of the year. And as the season wore on, they slowly fell out of that top 8.
You know, guys, for the greater part of last season, it appeared as though the Heat were playoff bound. Even with the players they lost, most figured they would be playing postseason basketball.
Now here's Nance. His last outing, he had 8 points.
That's not a sight you see very often. I mean, he has a great feel for that jump shot, especially when he's open.
Here's Richardson. Whiteside, a screen on Bass. Off the pick, and the jam by Whiteside.
Tell you what, he can do a lot more damage to that rim than that when he wants to.
And you know, Clark, with the lead they're enjoying, I'm surprised he didn't put a little something extra on that one.
Me too.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm glad he didn't, because otherwise we'd probably have a 45-minute delay here if he shattered the backboard.
And here is Los Angeles now. The Heat getting the bucket. Nance passes to Huertas. It's good. He makes his first shot of the game.
And one reason why the Heat did come up short in their playoff aspirations, they were very poor against other teams in the playoffs. They only went 15-31 against teams that had made it into the postseason last year. And he can time his passes so perfectly. Wow, what an assist.
On the wing, Williams. Nice form on the 20-footer.
Well, if you like offense, that's what you're getting here early on.
This has a little bit of playground feel to it, fellas. I mean, forget about defending. Just outscore the other team. Let it fly. Everything going according to the script for them offensively so far.
Clark, shots be falling. That's for sure. They're scoring with a tremendous amount of confidence.
You went straight playground old school there, partner.
And no matter who it is, that kind of D isn't going to get it done.
Here's Dragic. Rebound the Lakers.
Terrific job that time defending at the rim. I mean, it's not an easy task stopping that fella when he's headed to the bucket like that. Good job.
Now here's Richardson after Meta World Pieces miss. Whiteside dishes to Dang. Backside. Got a piece of it. It's Richardson on the wing. He had 10 points in the win against Toronto. Dragic, nice shot from the wing. And the Heat lead by 5. Los Angeles has gone 2 of 5 from three-point land here in the first quarter. Los Angeles calls timeout.
I'll tell you, Luol Deng is not exceptional in any one area, but really doesn't have any weaknesses either. I think he's been one of the most complete small forwards over the past decade in the league.
Robert Sacre, he's checked in for Los Angeles. Outside world peace. Johnson against Nance. There's the pass to Huertas. Beyond the arc. There's 37 seconds left in the first. Pass to world peace. Puts up a 3. That's good. World peace has got a couple of threes now in the first for the Lakers.
And he's really been working to get those looks, and it's starting to pay off here early on.
It's Dragic with the drive, and good on the basket. Look at this. Dragic has got his second bucket tonight.
You know, huge height advantage there, but because of the great body control, he's able to cancel it out.
Agreed. The body control is essential in that situation. I mean, if you're giving up a bunch of height, then you better be able to manufacture things in the air.
Sacre kicks to world peace, and it's blocked by Dang, and they'll keep possession. Here's Sacre. Nice D from Dang. Here's Dragic. That's in there. Johnson with the assist. And it's a 6-point Miami lead.
Such a strong finisher on the fast break.
And Greg, I love the fact he's always in control even though he's going at breakneck speed.
And speaking with Roy Hibbert before the game, he helped illuminate their defensive philosophy.
You want to guard the paint?
When you have that sort of focus like Hibbert, that kind of confidence on display on a nightly basis, Greg, you are a game changer, and he does change games every night.
You know, and we saw his skill set and execution develop very rapidly over the course of just a couple years. He worked extremely hard to become the force he is on the interior in this game.
Now the
Right
shot ready to start up.
No, Chubby.
And a closer look here at the scoring breakdown for the Heat.
They pounded the ball inside in the first half, forcing the D to collapse, and that frees up the shooters going forward.
They also haven't been afraid to take it strong to the hoop early on tonight. I like that.
Nah.
Brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset our lineups. On the court for the Heat, Dragic is joined in the backcourt by Wade. Whiteside is out there with Channing Frye, and it's Dang in at the small forward position. Frye passes to Dang. Just 3 to shoot. Frye dishes to Dang. The rebound by Sacre. Lakers trail by 6. Second quarter of basketball, about 1 minute played so far. Russell with a wide open look. Again, Russell missing.
Nobody even close to him. He doesn't knock it down.
Wade kicks to Rubio.
Good
Good ball movement here by Miami. Dang passes to Whiteside. Here we go, one-on-one. Here's Huertas. Miami grabs the miss.
And you saw how quick the defense was. They were ready for him. They got the hand in the face there and made that much more difficult.
Yeah, and every team needs that kind of rugged interior defense because you want to try to distract your opponents when they get inside, and you also want to make them uncomfortable in their shot attempts.
Winslow's checked in for Whiteside. The Lakers also with a sub. Hibbert's checked in. The dish now to Winslow. Trying for it, and out of bounds as Los Angeles gains possession. 2 straight seasons of no playoffs for the Lakers after last year's miss. Not what they were hoping for.
It's going to be a growing process, Kevin. I mean, they had a young team and an injured superstar in Kobe both years. Hard to make the playoffs in that situation.
Amari Stoudemire is checked in for the Heat. Here's Russell. But they'll get another chance. There's 3-pointers off the mark. On up the court. Stolen by Russell. And here's the fast break. Russell leading the way. It's deflected. And that'll be the Lakers as it goes out of bounds. Lakers retain possession. And the Lakers making a change here. Pass is checked in. And here is Los Angeles now. No points yet here in the second quarter for them. On its way from Young for 2. No good, and tight defense there bothered that shot.
And guys, for the Lakers, you'd have to go back almost 40 years to find the time when the Lakers missed the postseason in back-to-back years. Fortunately for them, they won 2 titles in the next 6 years after that.
And the foul on Dwayne Wade. That's his first foul. Here's Huertas. He picked up 12 points in their last win against New York. And good on the basket. Book it. Bass has got his first points in this one.
And it's doubtful that the Lakers will win multiple titles in the coming years unless something drastic happens. Still, this is a franchise committed to success, and they'll do whatever it takes to get back into the postseason.
Look here at how the Lakers ranked in the NBA last season. 5th in fewest turnovers per game. 5th in second chance. They were in the top half of the league in team rebounding as well. I think that speaks to the fact that this team aggressively goes after the basketball at every position.
Yeah, and the stat I look to, though, is the low turnover. They did such a great job of limiting their mistakes, really maximizing their opportunities offensively.
Phenomenal alley-oop slam right there, guys.
They're taking advantage, Clark, of a team that looks lost out there.
Guys, this one is threatening to get really ugly.
There's Winslow. A chance to push it to double digits, but it's off the mark.
De régen sok NBA live volt.
And Young kicks to Hibbert. The drive by Russell. That's good. A tough shooting night. He's 2 for 8 and looking for more. Miami leading by 6. Kicks it to Stoudemire. Back to Wade. Fry dishes to Rubio. Shot clock at 6. Shoots from the baseline. And as he misses, he'll go to the line and shoot 2. Big part of the problem for the Lakers last year was consistency. Clark, with all their injuries, they had to shuffle the lineup at every game.
Well, you know what happened with all that shuffling was they got to see a lot of different players and evaluate them for the future. I think it helped in regards to what they're going to do this offseason.
And for the Lakers, obviously the big get for them was landing the number 2 overall pick in the draft. Getting a quality big to add to a roster of Kobe is huge. It made them a player, again, I believe, in free agency.
Tell you what, Kevin, they'd love to see him get a lot more of those opportunities.
Clark, that deficit will go away quickly if he dies.
And how about how he capped that one out?
Ó, de védd a 3 pont. Védd a 3 pontos. Édes Istenem. Soha nem dobtam bele 3 pontos.
As hot as he is here tonight.
And you know, when it comes to the Lakers, they're always going to be players in free agency if they have money. It's still a marquee franchise in the NBA, one of the top 2 or 3, no doubt. And you have high draft picks and money to spend, people want to play for you, and not to mention California is an attractive destination. Boy, they keep hammering away at them inside, forcing that ball into the paint. Smash mouth basketball.
And Clark, it's a strategy that has served them well during the course of this first half.
Well, you look back at the 2015 Heat, and the injuries are what probably brought that team down. We can go from Chris Bosh with the debilitating blood clot on his lung and on and on and on. The loss, of course, which was not an injury, of LeBron James. There are a lot of moving parts with that team.
And that's a great point, Kevin. If you take any star off a team, things are going to get difficult. It was impressive that he still managed to stay competitive once Bosh went out.
Los Angeles calls timeout. And as the coaches go to the clipboard to outline their strategy during the timeout, the players getting a chance to rehydrate with some Gatorade. That's key to staying fresh all the way to the final whistle.
And Kevin, it really is. And every one of these players knows it. They're all making sure to stay hydrated. It's impossible to play your A game if you're not getting enough to drink, especially towards the end of games when the physical toll of a long contest really starts to add up.
Pass with a screen for Williams. From the top of the key, that's good. Williams has got 6 points.
You know, Bosh was the big injury hit for the Heat, but they had a lot of other injuries as well. I mean, had to use 31 different starting lineups last season, and 20 different players started at least one game.
Doris Burke has an update for us. Doris?
Gentlemen, Byron Scott had some advice for his team in that last timeout. Young was the focus of the discussion, and he wants their offense to run through him. Coach emphasized getting him as many touches as possible, saying he is going to be one of the guys to carry us the rest of the way. So, Kevin, change is already being made on the fly here in the second quarter.
All right, Doris, thanks. That's it, and the Miami lead is cut to just 9 points on the basket from Russell.
And injuries are something that you can't plan for, but you can prepare for them. And hopefully that he can avoid injury woes this season. If they can, they at least have players who have been through that struggle last year. And one thing we know about Justice Winslow, he is great on the big stage. He was amazing in the tournament for Duke a season ago. Got better and better as he helped his school capture the national championship.
And Los Angeles with some changes. Tarek Black, he's checked in for Hibbert. Nance comes in for Brandon Bass. And it's World Peace in for Nick Young. With Winslow, it's all about improvement and being great on the big stage. I think he can do that, Greg. You talked about, you know, what he did in the national championship run. Clark, he was a fantastic foundation to begin with.
Yeah, you know what? He's not got many holes in his game. Solid at the defensive end, can score a lot of ways, puts his hands on winning at both ends of the floor.
Wade passes to front. Stolen by World Peace. Williams against Rubio. Now here's Williams. An 11-point game for him in the win against the Knicks in New York. Out to Nance. He dishes it to World Peace. Here's Russell. That one's good from the corner. Russell's got it back down to within single digits for the Lakers. A lot's been made of the Heat fans in the past for walking out during the finals game where they looked to be out of it. But credit the Miami Heat fans, Greg, with last year sticking with this team.
Yeah, and in all fairness, I would have walked out as well because I thought it was over. But with LeBron out of town, a lot of Heat fans could have jumped off the bandwagon. But you know what? They stayed with it. So although the weather is fair, the fans are not.
Oh, well said. Thank you.
Yeah,
Lakers trail by 9. And the foul on Dwayne Wade. That's foul number 2 for him.
He's jammed himself up a little bit here with that second foul. But as long as he can avoid a third before the half, I think he's fine.
Catching up on the changes with Miami. Johnson, he's checked in for Fry. Bang comes in for Winslow. Richardson, he's checked in for Dwayne Wade. And it's Dragic in for Ricky Rubio.
And you know, for the Heat, despite the struggles, they still sold out every game here last season. They were among the top teams in the league in total attendance.
Both free throws good from Nance.
And really, they showed up in force, even as the Heat fell to the back of the pack. The Heat only 20 and 21 last year at American Airlines Arena, but the fans love them all the same.
4 of their last 5 makes came off of a high-quality shot inside.
Textbook, really, when you look at how they're playing, they are having their way down low.
Outside Williams. Nance a screen. Dishes it to World Peace from outside the arc. Good, and it's Russell picking up the assist. Russell's got 3 assists tonight.
He might not have the long range ability of some other guys, but he will knock down open ones like that.
And yes, sir, that one drops. And it's 6 points for Johnson.
Well, check out that assist. That's a pair of teammates that are clearly on the same page.
Russell kicks to Williams. Here's Black. He's covered by Whiteside. Dragic against Russell. And Williams, here we go. Rebound by the Heat. Whiteside's got 4 rebounds in this game.
It just hasn't been a very good day for him, guys. They need him to start burying some of those. They're getting on a roll inside. Their last 3 field goals have come from inside the paint area.
There's got to be a wall of defense when it comes to attacking the paint. Plain and simple.
Williams kicks to Black. Nance a screen. On the wing, Nance takes the 3. No luck. Now the Heat take it the other way. 44 seconds left in the second quarter. Richardson for 3. Rebounded by the Lakers. Get to take on the Magic at Orlando after this one. That will be the 4th of the string of 5 played on the road. Outside, Russell. For the 3. The shot no good.
It has not been an easy quarter for him, at least offensively speaking.
And it's Russell with the rebound.
Yeah, but you have to love that tough interior defense.
And Greg, that's exactly what he gives you. I mean, he's constantly making his presence felt around the rim.
And a slam dunk by Richardson.
The lead just grows on that ridiculous offensive sequence.
You know, Clark, that dunk alone would have been spectacular. Never mind it coming at the end of an alley-oop.
Yeah, that just added more to it.
And you know, guys, right now, they're starting to flat.
The clock runs out.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
And what a show. Dwayne Wade wasted no time getting hot. He had 13 points, 3 rebounds, and that'll wrap up.
Well, it's been a one-sided affair so far through the first 2 quarters, but there's plenty of time to mount a comeback. Dwayne Wade really has his fingerprints all over this one.
Yeah, you know, one of the things about the truly greats of our game is that sometimes you get spoiled because of how consistent they can be. And so far, another big scoring night for him.
And oftentimes when he puts up that many points in the first half, he follows it up with an even better second half. We'll see if that's the case here.
And on the floor for Byron Scott as we get into the second half. You've got Russell. Randall out there with Nick Young. Then there's Lewis Williams. And it's Hibbert in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. The Heat leading by 10. Rubio outside. Now Winslow. Begovic with a screen on Russell. And it's Rubio penetrating. No good.
Good two-man action there, but they just can't get the shot to fall.
Yeah, but that was a beauty. Good-looking shot, well-executed play. I wouldn't be surprised to see them go back to it.
And here's the fast break.
Winslow shot.
The fast break ends at the rim with a jam.
And unfortunately, we've seen a few too many of those. A lack of concentration and alertness, a turnover, and an easy bucket the other way in transition.
And really a few more of those, and this game could be over.
Hibbert with the screen. Lets it go with the three. They get it again. Randall down low. Covered by Begovic. Tries again. Randall with the bucket. Third quarter of basketball. We're about a minute and a half in. And one feels bad for the way Julius Randle's career started. I was there that night. First game of the season. 7th pick out of Kentucky in the 2014 draft. Suited up. One game, broke his right leg. 14 minutes in. And the guy that comforted him the most, I recall very vividly, Kobe Bryant stayed with him the entire time when he was really in shock on the floor.
He was. And unfortunately, for so many reasons. For one, he had really been progressing in the summer league. And the Lakers obviously had high hopes for him. And when he went down, that was the start of the rest of the ship kind of going down with him.
Lakers trail by 10. Timeout called the Lakers.
And Ricky Rubio, one of the youngest international basketball stars ever. We started hearing about him in the U.S. back when he was 16. And even then, powerful teams in Europe were all vying for his services.
And here is Los Angeles now. Young screen on Rubio. Stolen by Rubio. And Wade slams it in.
Terrific assist that time by Rubio.
For Los Angeles, they've gone 3 of 4 so far in the third quarter from the field. Pretty good start to the half. And going back to Rubio, Clark, his natural instincts in every phase of the game, as Greg was just talking about, are really second to none. In 06, he led Spain to a championship, registering 3 triple-doubles and 1 quadruple-double. Wow.
And despite those gaudy numbers, you just never know with an international star if, in fact, his game will translate to the NBA. Rubio's game obviously has.
Randall, a screen on Rubio. Back to Hibbert. Here's Randall.
Na, még az idén leszedünk, nem.
With the dunk.
And guys, that's his game. I mean, battling in the paint and cashing in on those second chance opportunities.
And Greg cashing in hard. I mean, man, oh man, he puts an exclamation point on that dunk.
Yes.
Guys, that's the only way he knows how to do it. Soft, I don't even think is in his vocabulary.
I love his shot selection today. He set the bar for the rest of the team.
Young dishes to Hibbert from 13. Good, he hits the jump shot. Hibbert's got 8.
Well, he certainly isn't the one to blame for them being in the hole. He's been on the money with his game.
Rubio against Russell. And Rubio kicks to Fry. Heat moving the ball around. Shot clock at 6. And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2. Roy Hibbert picks one up.
And for Wade, we often talk about his physical state, but what about the mental toughness? Here's a guy who's been playing in some kind of pain every game for the past few years, but he just keeps churning the butter, not wanting to let his team down.
Greg, you brought up the topic of Wade. He's had a chance to make several tough mental adjustments throughout his career.
Well, he's always been a guy willing to alter his game for the good of the team. That's why he's got those championship rings, Kevin. You've got to be flexible, not just talented.
Yeah, when Shaq comes in and joins him, then he had to change away when LeBron came in to play
Great
a
credit
different
to
way.
him.
Yeah.
Great credit to him.
Very admirable. There's the screen. Feeds it to Fry. Takes a three.
Most se jó.
That's good. It's Rubio with the assist. Fry's got 8.
And when you've got a big man who can shoot from distance like that, what a huge advantage.
And Ricky Rubio gets the whistle that time. That's foul number 2 for him. So it's the Lakers now. 15-point game. Williams up on top. Young outside. Bass with the screen. Just 5 to shoot. The Lakers need to get a shot off here. It's blocked, but he recovers it.
That's something they need to do more of. Get after it on the glass. Go get those boards.
Clark, it wouldn't hurt. Some extra possessions would definitely help narrow the gap and maybe swing the momentum.
No problem knocking that one down. 22 points for Dwayne Wade. And taking a quick look here at the hustle stats for Miami.
We've seen them make the extra effort from a defensive standpoint, closing out airspace and sending shots back.
They haven't wasted time getting the ball up the court tonight either, and it's resulted in a lot of fast break points.
The Heat leading by 16. Rubio the pass to Wade. He kicks it to Winslow. And another basket for Miami.
The shooting percentage continues to elevate here in the second half.
Well, as a group, they've been harmonic since the break. In sync. Good team basketball resulting in high-quality shots. I think they need to get much more disruptive defensively. They can't just keep allowing these easy baskets.
That's got to be job number 1 right now. Nothing easy on the inside.
Williams attacking. He feeds it to Young. And there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line.
And guys, it looked like Nick Young had finally put it all together. I mean, he had a huge campaign 2 years ago, signs a new 4-year deal. Then last year, disaster strikes. I mean, he provided very little to the team outside of shooting the basketball. And even with that, he dropped to a career worst 37% from the field.
Catching up on the changes with Miami. Whiteside's checked in for Nikola Pekovic. Dang comes in for Channing Frye. Richardson, he's checked in for Dwayne Wade. And it's Dragic in for Ricky Rubio. Lakers trail by 16. Well, Greg, get back to Young. It's tough to completely judge him on last year's numbers because he was fighting through knee injuries, ankle injuries, all kinds of things. Clark, they only played 42 games.
Yeah, but when he's right, he can light it up. I mean, he's a go-to scorer, but he just never got right last season.
And so it looks like the Lakers will retain possession here.
You could tell that pass just hung in the air for a long time.
Yeah, exactly. Long enough for him to get a hand on it and knock it out of play. You know, of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is major smash mouth basketball, guys.
They're all about imposing your will offensively, getting exactly the kind of looks their coach drew up.
Nance outside. That 3 off the mark. The Heat leading by 14. Deng kicks to Winslow. Pass to Whiteside. And out of bounds as the Lakers gain possession.
And let's take a look at some numbers for Goran Dragic. Good season for him last year. Put up about 16 points a game, 4 assists, and 3 rebounds. And he brings that offensive firepower to the team. Scoring just comes naturally.
And, you know, defenses are throwing everything at him, yet he's still able to put up points. He's really unstoppable.
That's good. Bass has got his second bucket. Miami's gone 2 of 2 from long range in the third quarter so far. It's Dragic with the drive. Winslow kicks to Deng. Richardson dishes to Dragic. Passes it to Whiteside. Takes a big height bounce and goes in. Whiteside's got 12 in the game.
Nice pass. He got the ball right into his teammate's shooting pocket. On time and on target.
Screen by Young. Wirtz passes to Bass. There's the double team from Whiteside. The feed to Nance. 3-pointer. Young's shot is off.
A clear look at the hoop. He doesn't miss many of those.
And here's Richardson. 5 points in the game. Right side a screen. Back to Richardson. The pass to Whiteside. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. World Peace with it. Nance dishes to World Peace. It's hauled in by Luol Deng. Deng's got his 3rd rebound tonight. On occasions last year, the Lakers were all right on offense. Other times, they were just stagnant. There was just no motion, nothing going on.
That's a great point, and their ball movement could use some work. A lot of ISOs last season, and it killed a lot of the flow the team had in the half court.
The Heat leading by 14. Here's Richardson. There's 42 seconds left in the 3rd. It's Dragic with the drive. Young with the steal.
Jaj, nem megy ez most nekem.
Pass to Huertas. World Peace with it. Now guarded by Dragic. Plenty of daylight on that shot. 9 points in the game so far. We've got 22 seconds left in the 3rd quarter of the game. Here's Whiteside. Howard down after the assist. Let him into the lane.
Boy, he threw out some punishment with that 2-hand throw down.
And Clark, now's the time to do it. Continue to attack that rim.
That's his first personal foul. Now into the lineup for the Lakers. Black. D'Angelo Russell.
Outside, Russell. Passes it to Huertas from past the arc. Shot is no good. And we're rolling here again with the 4th quarter. Might not come down to the wire, but you never know. Miami leading by 13. Dragic is joined in the backcourt by Wade. Richardson is out there with Deng, and it's Whiteside in at the center, locking down the middle. That's the group on the floor for Miami. And the shot counts. He's fouled, and it's a chance for a 3-point play.
Man, how about the dexterity for this big guy? I mean, he is really smooth around the basket.
And Hassan Whiteside of Miami had the breakout year of all breakout years. Clark, he blew up in the right way last season, averaged a double-double over 48 games.
Yeah, and great to see for Whiteside because he did have some issues prior to the breakout year. It's nice to see him find his stride and produce with that awesome talent he has.
And talking about Whiteside, he isn't completely out of the woods yet. I mean, after a couple of ejections last season, his teammates publicly condemned his actions. They questioned his maturity, challenged him to be more reliable, and for the most part, he was after those incidents.
And Miami making a change here. Price checked in. Whiteside sets the pick for Wade. Off the pick. And the jam by Whiteside.
He is one guy you do not stand in the way of when he decides to attack the rim.
Lakers trail by 18.
Nagyon jó center lesz.
And you know the thing about Whiteside, guys, when he's right, he's an unbelievable game changer. 2nd in the league in block shots last season. Also posted the 2nd best field goal percentage. The guy can play if he keeps his head squarely on his neck.
And Fry kicks to Deng. And that one's good. And the Heat lead by 18.
Their prowess inside has been tremendous, guys. I mean, it's been no contest down on the low block.
And until the defense puts up a little more resistance, they ought to continue to pound them down low.
And Williams, here we go. And he uses the glass on the layup.
Man, this guy is a scoring machine. I mean, I know I'm not the only one to describe him that way.
Here we go.
Williams against Wade. Shoots from 14. Shot is off. Nice D from Williams. Lakers trail by 16. Pass to Russell. Game moves along. 2 minutes gone here in the 4th. That's good. So it's Miami now. They led by as many as 18 points. Looking ahead, they've got the Jazz coming into town for the next game. It's 3-on-3 on the fast break. And again, it's Lewis Williams.
And you know what? He's shaking off the cold shooting performance from the first half.
Wade outside. And it's Dang in the corner. Back to Wade. Whiteside, a screen on Williams. Just 5 on the clock. Rockets the pass to Fry. Goes up from the top of the key. Will not go. This is off the front iron. Now, here is Russell. The dish to Williams. Again, the miss by Williams. The Heat leading by 12. He lobs up the alley-oop pass. Goes out of bounds. That one off Dragic.
No clue where that pass was going. That is a brutal turnover.
Nikola Pekovic is checked in for the Heat. Ricky Rubio comes in for Goran Dragic. Nick Young's checked in for the Lakers. Here's Williams. That shot is in, just like 6 others have been for him. He's shooting 7 for 15.
Oh, and look at how well he led him in there. Really, he passed him open for that deuce. And guys, looking at Roy Hibbert, just a mountain of a man. Listed these days at about 7'2", 290 pounds. With the wingspan of a pterodactyl. I mean, a true game changer inside when he's motivated.
Ricky, bazd meg azért egy kibaszott ziccet dobjunk be.
Well, guys, I was able to listen in on what Eric Spoelstra was going over with his team in that last huddle. He said to them, the lead we've got now is nice, but I want to make it even nicer. This is when we put the hammer down. It doesn't look like he's ready to back off just yet, guys.
All right, Doris, and he can't hit the second. Well, talking about Roy Hibbert, he doesn't just have size, he has a strong lower body, too. Very hard, and you know this, Clark. You worked for the organization, you saw it firsthand. Very hard to back that guy down in the post.
Yeah, and for years he's worked on ways to complement that size with improved training and footwork, even indulging in MMA one off season. I tell you what, he'd be one scary super heavyweight if he went the full distance in MMA.
Agreed. Here's Williams, and he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
Take a look at what Lewis Williams been doing. He has 14 points, and he's also been picking up some nice assists here and there, too.
And Clark, that needs to continue. When he has an opportunity to get an open teammate the ball, he has got to make that a priority.
And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time. The Heat leading by 9. And it's Rubio penetrating. Deflects the pass. Kicks it to Wade. From deep.
De miért dobom el, bazd meg?
Wade again missing.
Nem is azt a gombot nyomtam.
They're on a 13-4 run right now. Here's Young. It's holding by Fry. Fry's got 3 rebounds now in this one.
Na, Fry, kapsz egy utolsó lehetőséget, ha ezt is bedobod, akkor maradhatsz.
He dishes it to Fry. Fires the 3. The shot is...
Akkor nem maradhatsz.
Off, and the Lakers take it the other way.
No other way to put it. Just a poor shooting performance for him, but luckily his teammates have picked up the slack.
Here's Dang. That's good. It's Rubio with the assist. Lakers trail by 11.
Szia Raptor, ez ilyen. Messze vagyok a Mikitől. Megvan az új videókártya, miért vettem. Na, passzavéz. Szóval messze vagyok a mikrofontól.
The 11-footer had a hand on it. That's out of bounds. Miami will retain possession. A different look for Miami. Whiteside's checked in for Nikola Pekovic. Haslam comes in for Channing Frye. And Winslow subbed in for Luol Deng. Wade dishes to Whiteside.
Szavasz, Kozsó!
And it's good. Looking quite sharp with 10 of 12 shooting tonight.
I'm sorry, that's poor defense down low again. It's been a mismatch thus far in the paint.
I'd agree with you, and I don't think they expected this one to be a game where they would get battered inside like they have.
And that one's good. 14 points for D'Angelo Russell.
Wow, you don't see him make plays like that very often. That's a nice move there for the basket.
On the wing, Dwayne Wade. He's guarded by Williams.
Off
the screen, and Wade slams it in.
And that's such solid, fundamental basketball on display right there, guys.
You talk about it all the time, Greg. Yeah, great use of the pick to set up the dunk.
And, guys, it was a terrific understanding between teammates that made that possible. They really did read each other well there.
Hibbert with a screen on Rubio. Young, right side. And it's blocked by Whiteside. And there's Dwayne Wade.
Ennyi blokkja van Whiteside-nak. Csak 2. Édes.
On the assist by Rubio. Rubio's got 9 assists in the game. Great passing. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Sure could, Kev. I mean, too many empty trips. They need some points.
Russell, a stupendous finish in traffic.
And that keeps him perfect from the field this quarter.
Miami leading by 13. And Rubio kicks to Whiteside. And there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line. Julius Randle picks one up.
Take a look at what Hassan Whiteside's done. He has 20 points and a pair of blocks to go along with those.
And he's been standing tall when they needed him. And, you know, the NBA loves to experiment with different rules in different ways. The B-League last season used international rules for goaltending. And that small change makes a huge impact on the defensive end.
Russell against Rubio. The drive by Russell. Here's Hibbert. Good, and it's Russell picking up the assist. Russell's got 5 assists in the game.
I like the recognition of the mismatch there, immediately making the defense pay.
Az is dobok egy gólt
Here's
húzóval.
Haslam.
Nem. Most nem.
Wade passes
most.
to Haslam. And there's a big-time jam as he slams it right over Randle.
Oh, good D, but better O. It's almost as if they're just standing there.
Well said. Well, for the most part, they were just standing still, Clark.
And you know what, Kevin? He's not the most explosive player on the court, but if you give him a clear lane to the basket, he'll punch it on you.
And that last replay courtesy
The
of
post.
Doris Burke has an
Az a
update for
taktika,
us.
hogy
Doris?
küld the post.
Yes, during that break, Coach Byron Scott had some words for his team. He told the huddle they need to go hard to the hoop whenever possible to either draw fouls or get high percentage looks right at the 10. He also wants his players to put pressure on the defense with early offense. Lots of shots and an aggressive approach in general whenever they've got the ball. With the minutes ticking down and the deficit still a big one, those adjustments have to be a chance worth
Ez még
taking,
mindig
Kevin.
4, vagy egy hal már.
Here's Russell, and 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one, drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there.
Szóval vagy 4, vagy egy hal.
Questions for a while about D'Angelo Russell. People will guess which position he's best at in the NBA. You and I saw him firsthand playing for the Bucks. I mean, he is a terrific talent.
Yeah, he really is. I think he's an old school guard, Kevin. He can play with the ball and be effective, or he can play off the ball. He's got a really bright future. Love watching him play and grow as a one-year college guy at Ohio State.
Back to Rubio. Now here's Winslow.
Azért is vele is meg fogom dobni Winslow. Jó, akkor Rubio is dob egy pontot. Winslow-val is meg kell lenni a 20 pontjának.
And guys, one thing that stands out to me about Russell is how good he is at certain NBA plays. Very strong in the pick and roll already. Knows how to attack with contact. Great vision, and he can also shoot the basketball.
Heat leading by 17. Winslow setting the pick for Wade to the middle. Young with the steal. And now here comes Young leading the break. Williams can't get it to go.
You got to give them a lot of credit for the job they've done on the backboard.
They've done a lot of things well today, but really it's about what they've done on the backboard that's at the top of that.
Nem jó.
Winslow's shot is off.
And you You can say this just about every prospect, but I think with Russell, he'll need some time to adjust. He has the raw skill to play multiple spots on the floor, but each position has a nuance to it that he'll need some time to learn.
Miami's gotten fewer than half of their three-pointers to go down tonight. They're 4 for 9.
And this is what they wanted. I mean, to announce their presence in this matchup with authority, very decisive. It can definitely be considered a statement win for Miami.
Looks that way, Steve. And Clark, what an effort in the transition game we've seen tonight from these guys.
Really
push the ball, and I think in doing so created a lot of pressure on the defense.
Yeah, I agree with you there. I mean, they definitely had a huge edge, and that's in their DNA.
Mindenkinek tetszett az ő játékon, sőt. Az is meglepő, hogy már 1600-an feliratkoztatok a csatornámra.
These are exactly the kind of games they can play.
That's fun basketball to watch.
It sure is. It sure is.
And now for the year, this is going to take him to 7 wins.
And it always feels good to get that first win in the season series. Going head-to-head twice this year, this will put them up 1-0 so far against the Lakers.
And as usual, great numbers and a dominant display for Dwayne Wade. It was the kind of game for him that all scorers dream of, where the basket seemed as wide as a barrel.
6 on the shot clock, and then Hibbert with the dunk.
Well, I tell you, he squeezed that on just tight as he could before that throwdown.
Yeah, no way he was going to lose that thing on the way up. You're right.
Én megköszönöm, hogy itt voltatok, amíg ennek a meccsnek vége van. Lehet, hogy 10-11 fele lesz egy Rainbow Six Siege, még nem biztos. Délután meg killing szórakozunk srácokkal. Úgyhogy örülök, hogy itt voltatok. Később találkozunk, sziasztok!